All right, now, Mr. Marketing, what seems to be the problem?
Well, my wife, Mrs. Analytics, she says I'm just not performing like I used to. I try to be
I
funny,
see.
but it just falls flat.
Yes, well, I know the solution for you. I'm going to prescribe you a daily dose of quick-ass marketing.
Now, all jokes aside, comedy and marketing are very serious subjects. Comedy can be an extremely effective tool in your marketing, but if it's not done right, comedy can actually work against and kill your marketing. For instance, people may be able to recall that your ad was funny, but not what your product or brand actually was. Additionally, they may find that your ad funny, but not feel the need to take action after watching your ad. No matter what, you always have to keep in mind the goal of the marketing itself, whether that's to sell a product or service, brand awareness, to gain followers, etc. If the comedy is not directly assisting in that, then it's completely pointless. Hi, I'm Liam and I help small businesses and entrepreneurs make marketing simple. And today we're covering 4 simple tips to use comedy effectively in your marketing. So step number 1 is to know your audience. Besides the general marketing implications of not knowing your audience, when it comes to comedy, if you don't truly know the audience you're marketing to, then at best your comedy won't land or resonate with your audience, and at worst, you risk offending your customer or simply coming across as distasteful. Now, I already created a great video on how to easily identify your target market that I'll link in the description, but here are the basics. Beyond the basic demographics like gender, age, etc., you need to define your target customer's fears, frustrations, wants, and aspirations, and be as detailed as possible. Now, step number 2 is to always follow a basic marketing outline, no matter what kind of comedy you're introducing into your market. At the end of the day, you're creating marketing media using comedy, not the other way around. So don't fall into the trap of simply creating a marketing skit that is funny, but pointless from a marketing perspective. For instance, if you're creating a video ad, you want to make sure you have at least these 5 basic elements: a hook or an attention grabber, rising action, a climax or a payoff, falling action and resolution, and then of course, you must have a call to action in any marketing effort. You need to make sure that the comedic aspect of your marketing complements and adds to these 5 elements. So start by sitting down and writing these 5 elements out before you package it with the comedy. So step number 3 is to make the comedy relevant to your consumer and to your product. This is what will prevent someone from simply finding your ad funny and then forgetting what your product or brand was. So how do you make the comedy relevant in your marketing? The basic idea here is to try and use an aspect of your product or service in the comedy itself. You don't want people to laugh at your ad and then be like, what did that have to do with that company? I personally have seen this countless times in Super Bowl ads where I may laugh at the commercial, but then not even know what the ad was actually about until the very end. Now, this would inevitably lead me to forgetting about the company and the product behind the ad. So make sure when you start brainstorming ideas that you ask yourself how you can use an aspect of your product or brand or service to create the comedy itself, rather than trying to fit your product into some cookie cutter comedy idea. All right, so step number 4 is to split test the comedy idea with your target market. The main idea here is to catch any mistakes that you might make before they go live to your main audience, or before you put any money behind ads, etc. The extent to which you do this will depend on the type of marketing media that you're creating. For instance, a multi-million-dollar Super Bowl ad would need multiple paid focus groups, but an Instagram story may just need a few people to proof watch it before it goes live. Now let me give you a brutally honest example from my personal life. One of my former businesses was a cooking brand for men whose main central theme was comedy. One of the ads I created had me talking to the camera wearing a leather apron and no shirt. Now, I thought the ad was hilarious, as did my family and all of my friends, but thankfully I was smart enough to test it with my neighbor, who happened to be the prime demographic for my ad. After watching it, he thought I was on the right track, but said that he also thought it came across as slightly homosexual since I wasn't wearing a shirt. Now, since that was not my target demographic, that would not have resonated with my target audience as it was. Now, thankfully, since I split test that ad, I was able to go back to the drawing board and actually make an ad that used comedy effectively and was very successful for the company. Now, if you want to learn more about how to define your target audience, go ahead and click here.